Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be playing with a bunch of Tarte makeup. I've been a consumer, a fan, I guess, of Tarte Cosmetics for a really long time. And even though I've tried a lot of their products, I haven't tried too many of their products, and I also have never done a full face of Tarte. And a while back when I asked you guys what kind of full face videos you wanted to see, so many of you guys requested that I do one with Tarte. So I thought that I would do that with you today. Also, we're kind of playing around with a new beauty setup, so my background is slightly different, but I like it. I kind of like this more blue vibe. So if lighting and background start to kind of shift over the next few weeks, that's why we're trying to kind of redo our setup a little bit and see if we can improve things everywhere. So part of the reason why I wanted to do this video so badly was because of this right here. This is the Whitney, Simmons, and Tarte collaboration. I recently purchased this off of Tarte's website. I love Whitney Simmons. I think her channel is amazing, and I love just her personality. She's so fun to watch. Plus, Tarte eyeshadows are some of the best out there in my opinion, so I was so excited to see that she collaborated with them. She created a palette, and then this little set comes with a lipstick and a mascara, and I believe the set retails for $35. So that's going to be part of our tutorial today. I also have the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. I've heard so many good things about this, and this is not a new foundation by any means, but I have never tried it. I've tried a lot of other foundations from Tarte, but not that one, so I'm really excited about that. I also picked up the new Tarte Stay Spray Setting Spray, and then the Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. I've heard Kathleen Lights talk about this a lot, and I've been wanting to try it, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I also have a powder, some primers, a lot of new stuff. So we're gonna do a wear test with this as well. Let's just get right into it. I thought, you guys, and I swear I have a brow pencil from Tarte somewhere in my room. I couldn't find it at all. I found a brow gel, which I will use later. So I just filled in my brows before hopping on camera, and I used the Cosmetics Fine Liner Brow Pencil, so it's not Tarte. That's the only thing that's not Tarte. I'm very sorry. All right, let's go ahead and start off with the eyes. I'm gonna take the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I guess I should show you the packaging first. Here's what it looks like. I picked mine up in the shade Fair Light Neutral, and I'm just gonna do a little bit on the eyes. Immediately it feels kind of sticky, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out all over the eyelid using a sponge. It actually is blending out really nicely. To set that, I'm gonna try out this powder. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Setting Powder. I'm pretty sure this is a pretty new product to Tarte. Oh, cool. So there's like a little mesh barrier right there, which I really like in powders. I can't seem to find the powder brush that I normally use, so I'm just gonna take this one. It's a similar size to what I usually have. I don't know what happened to that one. And I'm gonna make sure to tap out the creases. Even though that concealer is called Creaseless Concealer, it's a very dewy and kind of emollient formula. So I actually am really curious to see how well it holds up on my eyelid and underneath the eyes. So I'm just buffing the Shape Tape powder on top, just to make sure everything is nice and locked in and to prep the eyes for eyeshadow. All right, let's go into the Tarte and Whitney Simmons eyeshadow palette. This is so cute. Here's what the outside looks like, and then here is the inside. We have 6 eyeshadows and then a blush and a highlighter. I'm assuming that this formula is the same as their other shadows. I love Tarte eyeshadows. I'm gonna dip into the shade Cut, which is this one right here, and we're gonna use that kind of all over the lid as a base. Oh wait, nope, we're not. It's a little bit darker than what I thought it would be, so I'm actually gonna use that as a transition shade. Ooh, it's actually a very nice transition. It's a little bit peachy, and I'm just working that back and forth through the crease and blending it out toward the end of the brow, and also a little bit into this inner portion of the brow right here. And we'll do the same thing on this eye. So far, these are blending just like Tarte eyeshadows do, which I love. I love Tarte eyeshadows. Does anyone else love this smell too? They just smell so good to me. Next, I'm gonna take this shade right here called Snatched, and I'm just gonna start to kind of build up the crease with this. And I'm also gonna take it kind of on this outer V here. So far, these shades are blending really nicely together, and I like that shade in the crease and on the outer corner. I do want to, where did I put the brush? I'm just gonna use a clean brush and kind of blend out the edges a little more. I probably could have used more of a fluffy brush for that shade, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna blend it a little bit with a clean brush. I'm just working in layers. We're gonna go into Tone Up, and I'm actually gonna take the same brush that we just used, that smaller one, and I'm gonna use this to kind of warm up the outer corner. So I'm just gonna press it on this outer portion here and then blend it in about halfway across the lid. All right, next I'm taking this shade right here called Cardio, and I'm taking that on my finger, and I'm just gonna start to apply that to the lid. This is a really pretty kind of rose gold color. I like it. I think Tarte does a great job at creating like the best neutral colors. Would you guys agree? I know a lot of you guys like Tarte eyeshadows, especially that one, what's it called? The Tartelette in Bloom eyeshadow, or eyeshadow palette, I guess. A lot of you guys have recommended that to me. I'm going to take the darkest shade in the palette called Reps. It's just the dark brown. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of deepen up the outer corner even more. And I'm kind of taking what's left on the brush and bringing it in toward the crease a little bit just to deepen that up. And then I do want to take this shade right here. I've used all 6 shades now. I just want to try them all out. This shade is called Trainer. I'm just going to apply this kind of toward the outer portion, and I'm wanting to use that to kind of transition the rose gold shade into the matte brown. So I'm just adding a smidge of that on the outer portion right about here. All right, I'm taking that clean brush again just to make sure that everything is super blended on the outer corners. I'm not worrying about any fallout down here because we're just going to clean that up with a makeup wipe. I'm taking a little bit more of the dark brown shade called Reps, and I'm just making sure that the lash line has enough pigment on it, just like that. All right, so I actually bought another kind of eyeshadow palette. It's this right here. It's the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea, what's this called? Foil Finger Paint. And I got the shade or the palette called Milky Way. Here's what the packaging looks like. It's so pretty. I saw this on the website and I just couldn't resist. So these feel so unique. Look at those 2 colors. And then there's also this really pretty glitter. I thought they were kind of fun, so I think I might top the eyeshadows with a little bit of that glitter. I'll have to use the foils, like the metallic ones, another day. Just to give this eye look a little more pizzazz, I am going to take that pressed glitter and just kind of press it on the inner portion of the lid. Ooh, that is quite pretty if you ask me. The glitter in this is really interesting. It almost has like a green and red shift to it, but it's also kind of a true gold color at the same time. I'm not sure if it's picking up on camera. It's really pretty regardless. All right, well, that's a fun eye look. I like how it's neutral but still kind of glam, which are my personal favorite looks, actually. I'm just going to clean up the fallout with a makeup wipe. And I'm just going to take my finger and kind of tap out the line so it's not so harsh. And then in order to prevent the glitter from falling on my face, I'm going to go ahead and apply Top Lash Mascara now. And I'm going to use this mascara that came in the Whitney Simmons collaboration kit. This is the Tarte Man-Eater Mascara. This is not a new mascara to Tarte. It's a new mascara to me, though. I've tried the Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I actually love that one. But I do not think I've tried this one before. I'm almost positive I haven't. So let's go ahead and apply this to the top lashes. I'm going to do about 2 to 3 coats of this. Okay, so I'm on the 3rd coat of mascara. And to be honest, upon first coat, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. But oh my gosh, by golly, this has really built up nicely. It still has separated my lashes, but it gives just the right amount of volume without being too clumpy. And don't get me wrong, I love a good clumpy lash, okay? But this is still like fluffy. Yeah, that's a good word for it. It like really fluffs the lashes. See how fluffy those are? Okay, wow. We have a little hidden gem. I honestly was not expecting this to be such a showstopper, but so far so good. We will see how it wears though. If it smudges or flakes, forget about it. Also, I'm going to let that dry and then I'll clean it up. So yeah, I did get a little bit of a mess on that eye right there. Let's go ahead and prime the skin. I actually have 2 primers. I have the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Quench Hydrating Primer and then the Tarte Brighter Days Primer. Now these 2 primers actually were sent to me a long time ago. I'm not on Tarte's PR list, but I did get a box or 2 from them a while back and there's still some products that I haven't tried. So what I think I might do, this one's supposed to be like a highlighting moisturizer and then this one's like a hydrating primer. So maybe I'll go with the moisturizer on more of the outer portions of the face and then top it with the other primer. I don't know. Sounds good to me. All right, I'm going to take the Brighter Days moisturizer and I'm just going to kind of apply that to like the cheek area and around the brow, just basically anywhere that I want a little bit of highlighting, which I don't mind the sides of my face being nice and glowy. Okay, well, I applied kind of a little bit too much, so I brought it towards the cheeks a little bit as well. Honestly, this does not look bad to me. It's definitely glowy. Definitely something that you would probably want to layer something on top of. I personally wouldn't want to go out in public wearing this by itself. A little too Tin Man in my opinion, but it's nice. So let's go ahead and take the Tarte Quench Hydrating Primer, and this one we're going to kind of focus on the inside of the face and blend it outward. So I'm going to start it on the nose, kind of on the chin area, and on the middle of the forehead. Ooh, this one feels really nice. It definitely feels hydrating, kind of like cooling. And it seems to be drying down to more of like a silicone-y finish. I don't know if it has silicones in it or not, but it kind of feels that way. Just really smoothing. Okay, let's move on. I'm actually so excited to try this foundation. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. A lot of you have probably tried this because I'm pretty sure it's a pretty popular foundation. I'm not sure how much to use, so I'm just putting a little bit on the back of my hand like this. By the way, I picked up the shade Fairlight Honey, if you're wondering. Let's see. Oh, it's very whipped and moussey. Okay, I'm just gonna do like that much. Maybe a little bit goes a really long way. Oh, why yes, yes it does. Okay, I just picked up a little bit more on my brush, but that tiny portion did actually go a very long way. And I'm just blending this out with my brush first. And then I'm going to take my sponge. I'm just trying to see how this looks on one side of the face first. I took a little bit of the foundation onto the sponge and I'm just pressing that into the skin. I feel like this matches perfect for me. It's pretty good at least. Recently, I've been very proud of myself for how I'm able to shade match myself online. It used to not be that way, but now I can like look at swatches or just look at the description of the shade and I usually get it right, which is a skill, I would say, because it was not always like that. So something to add to the resume, right? Knows how to foundation match. Okay, well that looks really nice and smooth, and as you can see, it did give quite a bit of coverage. Here's the one side compared to the other side. There are still some blemishes showing through. I'm gonna see what it takes to cover those with the foundation because I didn't get 2 shades of the concealer, and the concealer is honestly kind of a light shade. So I'm kind of wanting to just like build up coverage using the foundation. Okay, so far so good. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side of the face. So I'm just layering up coverage on this cheek again. And I'm also making sure to blend it down the neck so that it looks natural and seamless. The thing that I'm liking most off the bat with this foundation is the coverage is buildable, but the thing I like is the finish. I feel like it's more of a matte finish, but it's not like a drying, unflattering type of matte finish. It's a really flattering, just natural matte finish, I think. All right, so foundation's on. Let's go ahead and take the Tarte Creaseless Concealer and we're gonna conceal the under eye area. I don't really know how much to use, so I'm just gonna start with like that much. It literally feels like there's honey in here. Is there honey in here? I don't know where the ingredients list would be, but like that's the texture. Nope, doesn't look like there's honey in here. Well, that's what it feels like. I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp this underneath the eye area, blending it out with my sponge. And I do actually like the unique texture of this so far. And look at the dewy finish that it gives the under eye area. So far so good. Seriously, the texture of this is not like any other concealer that I own. So I'm actually very interested to see how it wears and if it creases. Even though it says creaseless, I don't know, it kind of seems like a concealer that would crease, but we will see, won't we? You can definitely see how much more dewy my complexion looks with that. So that is something to keep in mind, which actually might be a good thing because sometimes if concealers are too dry under the eyes, it just emphasizes everything. So it could honestly be something that's really nice to layer under the eye area, even if you do set it with powder. We'll see how it wears. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Shape Tape powder with that brush, and I'm just gonna kind of press this over top of the Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. So on camera especially, that seems to look very smooth underneath the eyes. I think I like how it looks under the eyes. It kind of feels a little bit drying, to be honest, which is kind of funny because the under eye area was very, very hydrating a second ago, or hydrated. I'm gonna take a larger brush and I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of the face using this. I'm just gonna use a little bit, but you guys know I like to use powder all over the face. I know a lot of people don't, but I personally feel like that's how my makeup lasts. Okay, so everything is nice and locked in. I think I like the complexion. I am seeing some dry patches on my cheeks be emphasized and a little bit of the dry patches on my forehead as well, but overall everything looks smooth. I think I like it. I feel like a wear test is gonna be really helpful today, just to really see how everything will perform. Let's finish up the eyes. I'm gonna take the shade Cut, which was that first shade that we used, and it's more of a transition shade, so I'm not sure if it's gonna show up too much. Oh yeah, it does. I'm just gonna go ahead and run this across the entire lower lash line, making sure to connect it to the outer corner and the existing shadows. And then I'm gonna take a smaller detail brush and I'm gonna dip into the shade Snatched, which was that one. It's a pretty mauve color. And I'm just gonna pinch the brush and run this across the entire lower lash line, but this time just a little bit closer to the lash line than the first shade. And then I'm gonna take Tone Up, which is this shade right here. I actually like how many mattes she put in here, because I feel like most of us use mattes on a daily basis. Obviously the look that I'm creating right now is a little more glam with the glitter, but like when it comes to an everyday look, matte shadows are so just reliable, you know? I'm taking the shade Reps, which is that dark brown. I'm just taking the same brush and this time I'm just really smudging it right along the lower lashes, kind of on the outer third of the eye, and then connecting it out to meet the existing shadows on the top lid. Okay, I'm gonna take the shade Cardio on another small kind of detail brush. And I'm gonna start to work this along the lower lash line just to kind of bring in some of those pink tones. And I think I like it like that. I'm just gonna take a powder brush and kind of dust away any of the fallout that we had. There was a little bit, not too much though. And then we're going to add the mascara to the lower lash line. Here it is. I always lose stuff, I swear. I'm just gonna use that same Man-Eater mascara on the lower lashes. Okay. For bronzer today, we're going to use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. I've had this for a long time. I think I've used it once or twice. It has been forever though. I don't remember how I feel about it, so I thought I would pull it out again in this tutorial just to see how I feel. So we're just going to go ahead and start to warm up the complexion using this bronzer. Oh, okay. So it was kind of intimidating in the pan, if I'm honest, but it's applying really sheer and really nice. I'm pretty sure this is one of their best-selling bronzers, so I'm assuming it's going to be good, but we'll see. I actually wanted to try one of their new baked bronzers, but it was sold out on the site when I placed my order, so I'm gonna have to try that another time. This is gonna have to do for now. I'm just kind of going down the sides of the nose, under the lip, and I also always like to bronze up the neckline. I mean jawline and neck. Neckline works. Hey, why not? So I'm just continuing to build this up. The thing that I am liking about it is the fact that it is so buildable. So far, so good. I think it looks nice. I think the tone is nice. I am going to take the brush that we used with the Shape Tape powder. I always do this with my powders. Right after I bronze, I like to take whatever powder brush I use and just kind of buff things out. I think it helps just kind of smooth everything over and just helps everything look more seamless and natural. Okay, I think I like that. I think that's a good amount of bronzer for now. Okay, so the Tarte and Whitney Simmons palette also has a blush and a highlighter in there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous about this highlighter because I don't know if it's going to create a dark mark on my skin. Since I am very fair, maybe it'll work. We're gonna try it anyway. So the highlighter is called Flex, and I'm gonna use that first. I like to use highlighters first, actually. And let's see how this goes. I'm very nervous. Okay, okay. Oh, a very pretty, see, it is a little bit dark on my skin, but when the light hits it, it's super pretty. I'm going to apply it on this side of the face as well. I usually apply highlighter down the center of the nose. I'm trying to see if it's making it look darker. It's not too bad. I have a nice highlight mustache right now. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do for highlighter. Let's go into the blush called Sweat. I actually love Tarte blushes. It's been a long time since I've used mine though. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this blush to the apples of the cheeks and kind of blend it over top of the highlighter. I just think that that helps everything look way more natural and less stripey, because sometimes it can look stripey if you do like bronzer, then blush, then highlighter right on top. So when you kind of switch up the routine and do bronzer, then highlighter, then blush, it all melts together a little bit better, I think. Do a little bit across the nose. I'm just taking what's left on the brush to do that. Cool, I really like that blush shade actually. I'm gonna take my brush, my powder brush, and just kind of like buff out this inner portion right here. I like to make sure that this area is blended so that it looks like the blush just kind of fades in and out of the face rather than starts and stops abruptly. You know what I am gonna do though? I'm gonna take the shade Flex, the highlighter shade in the palette, and I'm gonna use that as our inner corner highlight, which I think that works really well as an inner corner highlight for me. And then we're gonna take what's left and just kind of pop it under the brow. Pretty, I like this. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off any foundation that we got on the lips. And I'm gonna take the lipstick that came in that kit. This is the Tarte and Whitney Simmons lipstick. I think this is an already existing lipstick. This is the Glide and Glow Buttery Lipstick in the shade Bare Bud. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if she made this lip color or if it's just her favorite color, kind of like the Man-Eater mascara. I'm not quite sure. But regardless, we're gonna put it on. Ooh, it's kind of minty. Formula is super sheer, but still buildable. With lighter colors like this, after I apply them, I like to take my finger and just kind of tap it into the lips. Otherwise, you can kind of see my lip lines a little bit more than I would like. So I just take my finger, and this usually gets rid of the extra lipstick that's settling into the lines. All right, let's assess the situation. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply more bronzer to the forehead, like I do in every video. Okay, and I think everything is how I want it to be. We're gonna go ahead and use the Tarte setting spray. Where is that? Right here, this is the Tarte Stay Spray. It's supposed to be a 16-hour long wearing setting spray, I believe. Yeah, locks makeup in place for 16 hours. It's transfer proof, weightless, and microfine, and there's cucumber and aloe extracts. So let's give this a whirl. I'm gonna spray it to the side first. Oh, I'm glad I did too. That That would have ruined my makeup. All right, let's go ahead and spritz the face with this. Smells like cucumbers. I'm gonna take my handy fan, start to dry this down. And then once it's almost dry, I'm gonna take my sponge and just kind of press down any peach fuzz or powdery finish. I'm just touching up the brows a little bit with the Cosmetics pencil. And then I'm gonna take the Tarte Busy Gal Brow Double Duty Beauty Brow, what is this? Tinted Brow Gel in the shade Taupe. It's kind of a lighter color. I'm hoping that it works on my brows. I think I've tried this before. I don't remember how it looks. So we're just gonna give it another whirl today, and I will give you another opinion on it. I actually really like how tiny the spoolie is on this. It's so cute. All right, you guys, so this is the makeup look we're gonna be wearing throughout the day. I really like how everything turned out. I feel like everything looks very natural yet glam. The lip color actually is really pretty. I like this. It feels nice and minty. I'm excited to see how everything wears. Right now, the complexion feels like it's locked in. I think it might have been the setting spray because it feels very like glued to my face, and I think that's a good thing. We'll see how it wears. Before we do a wear test, I'll do a before and after up on the screen. So before the makeup with nothing on my skin, and then after the makeup so you guys can see what we're working with. And then when I do a check-in, we'll do another before and after so we can see the comparison of the makeup freshly applied versus later in the day. It's currently 4:11 p.m. so I know it's a little later to start like a full wear test, but I'm gonna wear this for as long as possible today. I actually might even need to squeeze in a workout, which might be fun, especially because Whitney Simmons is such a great fitness guru. Maybe I will do a workout and we'll see how it lasts through a sweat, you know? So anyways, I will see you guys in a little bit for my first check-in, and we will see how all of this wears today. I'm excited to see how everything goes because so far I really like a lot of the stuff on my face, but a wear test is crucial. Oh, you know what? I didn't ever remove the mascara on my eyelid. Let's see if we can do that now. Okay, okay. It's taking off a lot of that glitter. Dang it. Let me see if I can just tap on a little more glitter right there. There we go. Pretty good as new. All right, let's just start our wear test now. I don't want to waste any more time, so I'll see you guys in my first check-in. All right, so here I am right after filming right by the window. I just wanted to show you guys how everything looks against natural light. To be honest, the complexion looks really, really good. Fingers crossed that it wears throughout the day. Obviously, the wear test is going to be pretty important here, but it looks really nice. I think the foundation looks just really natural but flawless, like naturally flawless and full coverage. So I really like it so far. I just wanted to show you guys what we're dealing with right now. Let's continue to wear it throughout the day, and I will let you guys know if I see any changes and what my thoughts are by the end of the video. So let's keep on wearing it, and I will see you guys in my next check-in. So I have something to show you guys. It just came in the mail, but first I wanted to ask my husband's opinion on my makeup.
I think it looks good.
You like it?
Yeah.
What do you like about it? What's your favorite part?
Close your eyes. Ooh. I like the eyeshadow.
Glitter.
Uh-huh. And the blush.
The blush. Blush and the eyeshadow. All right, well. Anyway, ooh, can I flip this camera on here?
No.
I'm gonna have to flip it. I'll show you in a sec. So this is kind of a sneak peek into my future beauty room.
They're called Bright Light Tribe.
This is not
Shout
sponsored,
out.
by the way. We're just,
Yeah,
we
Bright
bought
Light.
this ourselves.
Yeah, Bright Light, if you want a refund,
Yeah.
this costs.
Yeah, for real. But this, I'm so excited. It says create. This is going to go in my beauty room. It's a neon sign, and it just came today, and we're both freaking out because it looks way cooler in person than it did when you're like trying to design it and pick the font online. So anyway, here's a little sneak peek to...
Should we plug it in?
Sure, let's see what happens. Oh.
And
Stop
the
it.
instructions say, or I mean the paper says,
Oh my gosh.
it stays cool to the touch. It's kid-safe materials. There's no glass.
What?
Or gas, like old ones, you know.
Yeah,
have
yeah,
gas
yeah.
in it. It uses less electricity. It's
Wait, that's so
earth-friendly,
cool.
long-lasting.
All right, you guys, so it's currently 10 p.m. I'm deciding that I need to work out. I really do. So I'm going to do a workout, but I wanted to update you guys on what the makeup looks like right now. Honestly, I really like how luminous everything's looked. It's starting to get borderline oily in the T-zone. I'm actually pretty impressed with how everything's holding up. Like the foundation's not breaking up too much. Around the nose, it's kind of breaking up, and then it's kind of starting to settle in the smile lines, which is very typical for a lot of foundations. But as you can see, it looks really glowy, and I like that. But this is kind of around the time where I would like powder the T-zone again. But anyways, we're gonna speed up the wear process. we're gonna put it through a workout, and then I will do my final check-in and we'll take a look at the makeup and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. But I just wanted to update you real quick and I'll see you guys in a second. How do you think about my makeup really quick though?
Dewy. It's kind of falling off. The foundation.
So I don't look as good as I thought I
Hold on,
looked.
let me see.
I wiped off my nose, so just get
Oh.
over that.
Oh, that's what I was looking at. Sorry, let me look everywhere else.
Just
Stop
squ-
smiling.
Just
So I can see your creases.
okay. So I can see.
It's too late.
All right, so it is currently 12:33 in the morning, so that means I've had this on for around 8.5 hours, and I actually did end up working out. It's cold down here, so I just threw on a flannel over top of my workout clothes, but it lasted really well through the workout and I was sweating. So with that in mind, I do feel like the complexion looks really good. Really quickly, I wanted to show you guys the before and after from makeup being freshly applied up until now, so you guys can see the differences and see where the makeup wore off and see how it wore off. I was really impressed with how the complexion looked throughout the day. Again, I feel like there were moments where I would have come down and like touched up the T-zone, which probably would have helped prevent some of the breakage around the nose and mouth area. That's the only areas that I'm noticing looks kind of weird, but everything else still looks really fresh. The coverage is still there for the most part as well. So I really am liking what the complexion did today. I think the thing that I'm most excited about though, and I'm trying to look for it. Oh, I'm excited to keep playing with this foundation, and it's not a new foundation by any means, but I think that's why I'm excited about it, because a lot of times I feel like there's so many new releases and some of these older foundations can be completely forgotten about. And I kind of did that with like my Bare Minerals original loose powder foundation, and now I'm obsessed with it all over again. So I'm really wondering if this is one of those old products that maybe we just need to kind of look back into a little bit. So I am excited to keep using this. I was impressed with how it wore throughout the day. It's definitely something that I would wear for more glamorous events though, or just more glamorous occasions, because it does give that kind of flawless, more matte, airbrushed kind of a finish. So I think it would be beautiful in photos even. I'll have to keep playing with it. I am really excited about it. The other thing that I'm really excited about is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. This had such a unique consistency, and my under eye area seemed so just like healthy all day. I thought for sure that I would have some major issues with creasing, but I actually don't. Nothing really budged underneath the eyes. Obviously, I do have natural eye creases, and that's what you see, but like the concealer didn't do anything. So I am really excited about the two complexion products. I definitely am going to keep playing with those. The primers, I'm not really sure yet. Obviously, I liked how my face makeup looked, and the primers must have contributed, but it wasn't anything that was like incredible upon first application. So I'm not sure if I'm head over heels for either of those yet. We will see. The mascara I feel like was really nice. I am noticing some smudging right here though. So, you know, I don't know. We'll have to keep playing with it. It's a nice mascara. I did really like it. It impressed me more than I thought it would, but I don't know if it's like my new favorite, if that makes sense. The glitter on the eyes from this palette is actually really beautiful, and the thing I really liked about it is that it stayed on my eyes all day. I didn't use a glitter glue or anything, and I didn't even use like a tacky sort of eyeshadow underneath, and it really stayed well. So I am excited about this. It's kind of a strange palette in a way, but I do kind of like how it's a different palette in the sense that you can use your other mattes that you have to create a look, and then you can use either of these metallics to just kind of make it pop, and then you can really make the eye look pop with this glitter. So even though I don't know if you could make a full look with this palette, it's kind of a fun thing to have to add to all the other eyeshadow palettes that I own. So I'm definitely going to keep playing with this, and I also really like the packaging. The Tarte Shape Tape Setting Powder, I'm gonna have to get back to you guys on this. I felt like it really smoothed out the face, so I'm definitely going to try it again. I really like the packaging of it, and I liked how my complexion looked today, but I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit more. I'm kind of picky with my setting powders, and off of my first impressions, I'm not like, oh my gosh, you have to run out and get this. So I'm gonna press pause on this. I'm gonna use it a few more times, and if I end up really enjoying it, I will definitely come back and let you guys know. I always do. The lip color that came in this little set was really pretty. I felt like it wore off pretty quickly, and if I were to wear it again, for me personally, I would definitely apply a lip liner all over the lips and then kind of use it in the center of the lips. The color of it is a really beautiful nude, but for me personally, I just like something that's a little bit darker, unless of course it's layered in the center of the lips to kind of create some more dimension. So I'm gonna keep playing with this one as well, but I don't feel like it's one of those things that I personally would grab and just put on my lips by itself. I didn't like how it looked on me all the way. It looked okay, but I just know myself and I know what kind of lip colors I like, and I usually go for something slightly deeper when it comes to a nude. But I feel like the formula was really nice, and if you are somebody who likes more of those lighter nudes, then you would really enjoy this. So that's how I feel about the lipstick. Let's talk about the Tarte and Whitney Simmons palette. I think it's so cute. I think the eyeshadows wore well throughout the day. Are these tones revolutionary? No, but like most of us wear neutral tones. So if you're somebody who's looking for a new neutral palette and you want to support Whitney, I definitely feel like it is a good palette. I really love the blush as well, and the highlighter grew on me as the day went on. I still feel like it's a little bit dark on me. When I face forward, I still feel like I can see a little bit of like a shadow on the cheeks, but it's not too drastic. If your skin tone is deeper than mine at all, I feel like this would work beautifully for you. If you're around my skin tone, it might be a little bit dark. Regardless, the blush was beautiful, and I felt like the mattes and the shimmers performed really nicely. So I do feel like it's a good palette. Tarte always makes really good eyeshadow palettes, so I thought this was really cute. I definitely do feel like it is a nice palette if you are looking for something more compact, and if you like neutral tones like this, I would definitely say to check this out and swatch it next time you're in Ulta. What else did we use? The brow gel was okay. I feel like I've used better. Oh, the bronzer. I did feel like the bronzer was really nice. I liked how it applied to my skin, but for me, as I was standing in natural light, it was just slightly too red for my skin tone, in my opinion. So again, I feel like this would be a beautiful bronzer for somebody who has a deeper skin tone than me. I just collect so many bronzers, and this does have a good formula, but I know what I like when it comes to bronzers, and for me, this is not something that I'm gonna like reach for a ton. Maybe if I had a fake tan on, this would work really well, because I do feel like these deeper kind of reddish tones work better when I am tan. But I felt like the formula was great. I liked the subtle sheen that it had, and I liked how buildable it was. The Tarte Stay Spray Setting Spray, clearly it helped with my complexion, I feel like. I'm gonna have to keep giving this a go. I'm gonna have to compare it and keep wearing it with other foundations. The scent was kind of strong for me, but with that being said, I did like how my makeup looked, and I did feel like it had quite a bit of longevity today, so some of that had to be the setting spray. I just don't know. It's hard when Urban Decay makes such great ones. It's hard to compare or compete with the setting sprays that I've been using for a really long time, but I do feel like it's a good setting spray. So I guess in summary, I did really like my makeup today. I felt like I had a pretty good makeup day, besides like the nose and mouth area, which is pretty typical if I don't keep up and touch up and powder my nose. Makeup will always rub off, but I feel like Tarte as a whole just has really reliable products in my opinion, and I really like the ingredients that they choose, and I just like a lot of things about the brand. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have tried this brand and what your favorite things are. I know Tarte Shape Tape is such a huge concealer. Most of us have probably tried that. I personally really like Tarte Shape Tape. I'm not obsessed with it like so many people are. I feel like on me it tends to crease, so that's why I'm kind of excited about this concealer. It's just something different, a new consistency, and it's not as drying, which I really appreciate, so I'm excited about that. But just let me know in the comments down below what products you love from Tarte and how you feel about the brand. I would love to know. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this full face of Tarte. I know a lot of you guys probably like this brand, and I honestly really did like how my makeup looked today. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. Yep, I'm noticing my nose area is not looking too good, but the rest looks nice. Probably means it's time for me to wash my face and go to bed. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel and for watching my videos. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!